In episode 1, we talked about deciding exactly what sort of job you were going to be applying for, and perhaps the type of areas that you were going to be looking for that job. Now, in this episode, we're going to consider where you're going to find these jobs. Where are you going to get the information that will tell you that jobs are available? Well, let's start with the easy one. The easiest one is the Primary Practice NQT Jobs group on Facebook. Now, the Jobs group will post current vacancies every 2 weeks on that Facebook group. There are direct links to the council websites, so you can click on the link and it will take you either directly to the search engine on the council website, or even in some cases straight through to the jobs list themselves. So that's perhaps the easiest one to actually look for, because I will be posting those, as I say, every 2 weeks. The key phrase in that was, and this is the second place to look, are the council websites. These are the local authorities' own websites that are advertising the jobs from schools in their area. So any school in that particular area, their job will be posted on the particular council website. So let's say that you want to work in Nottingham, then if you go onto Nottinghamshire County Council, you'll see the schools in that area that are going to have vacancies for September, or perhaps before. So the council websites are the second place to look. Two big publications that have very good job sites are the Times Educational Supplement, that's the TES, and the Guardian newspaper. Both of these now have websites, both with search engines, so you can actually search either on area, or you can actually search on key stage. Certainly, in our case, you'll be requiring the search engine to be set on primary. So the Times Educational Supplement and the Guardian newspaper both have websites that are searching. Also, in addition to this, some large employment agencies have searchable databases. Now, we're not talking here about teaching agencies. These are employment websites where you can actually search teaching jobs. Now, some councils actually will post jobs on these employment websites as well as on their own council websites. Some of them are specific to areas, some of them are national, but all certainly searchable. So examples on these would be eTeach. Another one specific to the West Midlands is WM Jobs, West Midlands Jobs. Another one for the Manchester area, Greater Jobs. And another one for the North East is obviously North East Jobs. Now, don't worry about trying to write all these down. I shall make a list of these places that you can actually look and write them on the board and leave the camera running for a few minutes so you can jot anything down that you want. Now, the other thing I'm going to recommend is that you start now to get organised yourself, because in applying for school jobs, it is certainly a numbers game, and you won't just be applying for 2 or 3 jobs. You may have 5, 6, 7 or more jobs that you've actually got up in the air. And at some point, I recommend you need to have these written down. Now, I would do them either on a piece of paper or on your computer in a landscape form with some sort of actual database or some sort of presentation where you can read things off very easily and see how things progress, and also see when application dates close or when interview dates come up. It would be quite simple to actually do this in a grid form. And I would think the headings that you're going to want are the name of the school, secondly, I would put down the distance from home. So you can actually see it's 5 miles, it's 10 miles away. Because at the end of the day, when you've got a list of schools down there, you want to actually be able to compare them. Put down the closing date for that application. So you actually know, have I got 3 days left? Have I got a week left? It's in for tomorrow. Perhaps you want to put the address down of the school. These are only my suggestions. You could put down any information that you want, the age group or the key stage for the job. So you can see at a glance, it's for a year 3 class, it's for a year 1 class, it's early years. And perhaps down here you might put, have you applied? That could be a simple tick box. And maybe interview date. If you did that on a spreadsheet basis, you'd be able to see the progress of all your school applications on one sheet of paper, or actually on one page on your computer. So you know exactly how your applications are progressing. So you can see at a glance the name of the school. It's about 20 miles away, so it's doable. The closing date, it's for this age group. Have I applied? Yes, I have. Interview date, yes, I've got an interview, and that's on the day. You can see them all progressing. Once interview dates have gone, or the closing date's gone and you haven't heard, you can simply just cross it out. But get organised and actually see and compare all your schools. It may be that you actually asterisk 1 or 2 because they're your favourite schools. But it puts it all together. Okay, that's the end of this video. As I said at the beginning, I'm going to put a list down here of the actual places that you can look to find these jobs. And if you get this sort of grid pattern sorted out, you'll be able to see everything at a glance. Bear with me, I will write things up for you. NQT Jobs Group, and that's on Facebook. The second one, the council websites. Third one, and the fourth one we've got down here, some employment websites. And the big ones are these. We've got eteach.com. The second one, westmidlandsjobs.com. Sorry, .co.uk. trying to remember website addresses. Greater.jobs. And the last one is Northeast Jobs. And that's a .org. I think, if I remember, yes, .org.uk. This one, you'll have to look that up. I'm not sure of that one there. Okay, I'll leave those on for you for a minute or so, so if you wanted to jot them down. Here's my suggestions for making your actual grid, so you can compare and keep a track of things on there. And thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you for video 3.